Visit to Cyprus by PM Modi is not just another foreign visit. Is it a very strong message against Turkey, who took a stand against us? What are its implications? And is India changing its method of diplomacy to assert its sovereignty and respect across the global order? Cyprus, a small island country in the eastern Mediterranean Sea, has suddenly become important in the diplomacy map of India. What is the reason behind it? Why this visit to Cyprus by PM Modi is being seen as a strong message against Turkey? We will be understanding all that has happened in this particular visit and what exactly it implies and all the dimensions associated with it. Hello everyone, welcome to Vajiram and Ravi's Simplified. My name is Shubhangi Singh and today we are understanding that what is the message to Turkey and how this visit to Cyprus is a diplomatic game changer for India. So, just after G7 summit, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi has visited Cyprus, which is located in the eastern Mediterranean Sea. Now let us try to understand that why this particular visit is being considered historic as well as a diplomatic changer when we are talking about Cyprus, which is a small island nation. So it begins with the fact that it was the first visit in last 2 decades by an Indian Prime Minister to Cyprus, and this indicates the shift of Indian diplomacy towards smaller nations where we are focusing on the renewed diplomatic engagement with Europe as well, and we are also looking towards engagement with smaller nations where we are trying to be protector. When we talk about our neighborhood, we are also trying to be big brother to the smaller nations here. The highest civilian honor has been given to Prime Minister Modi. Now the highest civilian honor of Cyprus, that is Grand Cross of the Order of Makarios III, which is basically symbolizing the democratic friendship. It is also highlighting the symbolic diplomacy that we are moving towards, just like other civilian honors that Prime Minister Modi has received with like-minded states, be it France, be it other nations. It is also symbolic of the goodwill that exists between these nations and the bilateral partnerships that we might be looking at future. Furthermore, India was also able to establish support and solidarity with Cyprus unity, and it established the fact that they are here to support Cyprus unity, sovereignty and a UN-led peaceful resolution in terms of islands division. So if we talk about the small island Cyprus, the northern Cyprus has been annexed by Turkey in 1974, and there is a UN buffer in between northern Cyprus and southern Cyprus, which is expecting a peaceful resolution. So here India, where Turkey is trying to come against India by supporting Pakistan, be it in UN, be it in OIC, here India is supporting the cause of Cyprus and establishing the fact that enemy of the enemy is a friend, and this friendship is looking strengthened with this fact that PM Modi visited special sites just near the northern Cyprus as a symbolic visit where it consolidated the fact that India stands strong and tall with Cyprus as of now. Now this particular visit holds a lot of momentum and diplomatic weight because India has tried to engage with Cyprus across multiple dimensions, be it ocean diplomacy, be it regional integration. For example, in this particular visit, we have also seen this declaration of APIA Commonwealth Ocean. This is indicating India's focus on blue economy as well as following the Sagar doctrine, where we are looking for growth of especially blue economy. Now there is commitment in this particular declaration to marine biodiversity, climate resilience as well as sustainable ocean. There has been also establishment of Blue Charter Center of Excellence. Now Cyprus hosts this center so that it will be able to train Commonwealth nations in the ocean management. Furthermore, here we also see that there has been a direct support to IMEC corridor, which is basically an Indian initiative against the Belt and Road Initiative of China. And Cyprus, which is a very suitable location, you can see, will serve as the logistic hub in the IMEC corridor, where IMEC stands for India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor. So here India has been trying in multiple places through just one visit to establish the fact that it is changing its diplomacy ways. It is going to engage with like-minded countries, and it is going to look for its own interest, and it is also going to stand by what they want to establish, and protect these countries from the regional bullies as well. So we can see the example. For example, if we see protection of Cyprus and standing by Cyprus in terms of Turkey, standing by Vietnam in terms of China, all these are examples how India is trying to rise in terms of global order. Now, the main highlight of this particular visit has been to counter Turkey's own narrative and influence that exists in the particular region. Now, this has been done through multiple ways, one of them being that India and Cyprus have jointly established a legal research institution which focuses on democratic legal values. Now, this is a subtle indicator and subtle undermining effect it serves, especially to Turkey, who has always self-proclaimed the role it plays, especially in terms of human rights. So here we can see it is not just about sending a message, but it is also about taking real steps to ensure that India and Cyprus both are working in the direction where they are in the same sides of interest. There also was a symbolic visit to Nicosia. So basically, Prime Minister Modi's presence near Turkish-controlled northern Cyprus basically indicates that India's diplomatic alignment lies with Cyprus in the times where Turkey went ahead and undermined India's Operation Sindoor, where we are with Cyprus, stating that we stand in solidarity with Cyprus' unity and sovereignty. Now, Operation Sindoor, if we talk now that it has been mentioned, so basically this visit is followed by India's decisive action that was taken against the terror groups present in Pakistan through Operation Sindoor, and it was Turkey who was sympathizing with these terror groups and Pakistan, and again it has been that nation which always sides with Pakistan, be it at UN or OIC. So this is the place where we have made it clear that we will follow our actions and we will be trying to isolate Turkey not just through trade but also diplomacy. Now, in terms of energy security and maritime strategy that has been taken up in this particular visit, the important one to understand is the joint exploration that has been decided in Cyprus exclusive economic zone. This is very similar to Vietnam's exclusive economic zone, which India decided to start exploration. And this is what I was talking about, countering regional bullies. India is siding with smaller countries to not just emerge as a protector, as a power in the global order, but also to make sure they are siding with like-minded countries and they are going against nations which are not on the right map, which are against the direction of our thought process. Apart from that, we have also seen that there is this strategic defiance which is present in terms of regional bullies, which I was talking about, and defense and maritime security cooperation has been established. There have been agreements on naval cooperation, defense production and anti-terror coordination as well, which has been seen here. Apart from that, If we talk about the broader diplomatic and aviation fallout, there have been multiple incidents across in recent times. For example, airline slots have been revoked. India has placed restriction on Turkish Airlines, basically which highlights the rising diplomatic tensions, especially post Air India crash scrutiny. Further, Air India is also considering to get exit from the regular maintenance contract that we have signed with Turkey based on the public sentiment. And this is why Cyprus is important in this context, because Cyprus was that country which backed India in the terror context. Cyprus condemned the Kashmir terror attacks, and it also offered strategic partnership in this particular visit. And this brings more consideration to fact, and it highlights the fact that Turkey's pro-Pakistan posture needs to be countered, and Cyprus is the way to go in this particular matter. So as I mentioned, Turkey's UN and OIC remarks, especially on Kashmir, they have faced firm diplomatic pushback from India already, and this particular stance of India and Turkey is leading to diplomatic tensions, and we need such partners where we have like-mindedness, we have similar interests, and we stand for the policies, we stand for the world and nations in similar way, where Cyprus seems a good way to go, and that is clearly highlighted through the long-term roadmap that we have for both countries and the EU engagement that we are looking forward through the help of Cyprus. For example, the action plan for 2025 to 2029, that means a detailed 5-year cooperation plan has been signed so as to monitor progress across sectors between these two countries, innovation, trade and cultural links, memorandum of understanding, AI, digital infrastructure, business forums and plans for direct air connectivity. All these parameters, all these sectors have been addressed in the memorandum of understanding. And as per for the coming year, if we talk about the coming year, Cyprus is going to help India and EU free trade agreement finalization, because Cyprus is going to get its presidency in the next year in terms of EU Council. Now, when Cyprus will get this presidency, it will be able to help India, aid India in making sure the final negotiations between India and EU free trade agreement. It would be very similar when France helped India, especially in the Rafale negotiations. So you can see that how this visit is not just a random foreign visit stacked up with awards and MOUs. All of these have symbolism associated with it, which becomes very important for us to understand as Indians. Now tell me in the comment section, what are other countries which are facing threat by the regional bullies and India has been partner to them? That was all from my side. Thank you so much.